Picture this. You're standing on the pier, squinting through your transition lenses, and a ship pulls up that looks less like a vessel and more like a futuristic city that decided to go for a swim. It's not a boat. It's a floating experiment in luxury, technology, and sustainability. Today we're talking about MSC's World Class ships. This isn't your grandfather's cruise where the highlight of the day was a lukewarm shrimp cocktail and a shuffleboard tournament. We are talking about the ship that already shocked the Mediterranean, the one built for that American dream on steroids, and the mysterious sister ship on the horizon. So here's the question. If you had to choose, would you rather cruise on the ship that feels like quiet luxury in spaceship form, or the one that feels like Las Vegas with an ocean view? Let's step into the future, and hopefully my knees don't give out before we reach deck 22. For years, cruise ships have basically competed on one thing: bigger buffets, where we all pretend we're going to eat a salad but end up with a mountain of bacon. Bigger theaters, bigger pools. But the World Class is MSC saying, what if the ship itself becomes the destination? These ships aren't just designed to move you from port A to port B, they're designed to make you forget you're on a ship at all. Remember when high tech on a ship meant the TV in your cabin actually had a remote? Those days are gone. It starts with the one that kicked the door open in Europe, MSC World Europa. The numbers are enough to make your accountant weep. 22 decks, 333 meters long, room for more than 6,700 passengers. To put that in perspective, that's like taking a medium-sized town in Ohio, putting it on a hull, and adding a champagne bar. But the real flex isn't the size, it's the vibe. World Europa isn't loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It just shows up and somehow steals the scene. Outside, that pearly gray silhouette cuts through the sea like a silver arrow. Inside, it's all glass, curves, and light. It feels more like a modern city center in Singapore or Dubai than a traditional cruise ship. The signature detail is that open, Y-shaped stern. It's not just for looks, though it looks great in those photos you'll struggle to upload to Facebook later. It creates a massive outdoor promenade with direct sea views right from the heart of the ship. One thing Europa does differently is flow. We've all been on those ships that feel like a series of endless, windowless corridors where you feel like a lab rat looking for the cheese or the casino. Europa feels like districts. You've got family energy in one area, nightlife in another, and for those of us who just want to read a book without a 7-year-old doing a cannonball next to us, there's the quiet, adults-only calm. And if you want to go full I won the lottery mode, there's the MSC Yacht Club. It's a ship within a ship. It's for the person who wants the amenities of a mega ship, but the privacy of a billionaire's bathtub. Everything connects through a central promenade with a massive LED dome that changes all day. It's bright and airy in the morning, and by night it turns into a cinematic neon sky. It's the only place where you can experience a sunset twice in 1 hour. Now let's talk about the thing you've probably seen on TikTok. I'm talking about the Spiral. It's a stainless steel slide that looks like a modern art sculpture. It's an 11-deck drop inside a shiny metal tube. Now I know what you're thinking. My back hurts just looking at that. But it's not just a slide, it's literally architecture you can ride. And that's the theme of World Europa. Even the fun stuff looks like it belongs in a museum. Europa isn't trying to be the biggest water park at sea. Instead, it blends adrenaline with tech. You've got VR experiences that make you feel like you're flying, and simulation games for the competitive crowd. But here's the sneaky part. Europa isn't just futuristic, it's designed to feel effortless. The public spaces are wider than you expect, the sightlines stay open, and the ship keeps giving you little oh wow moments, glass, sea, and light, without turning it into sensory overload. And because we all judge a cruise ship by its stomach, the food scene feels less like one buffet plus a dining room, and more like a mini city with neighborhoods. Quick bites when you're in I need caffeine and carbs mode, sit-down spots when you want a real dinner with a view, and those in-between places where you can eat well without turning it into a whole production. Even the cabins lean into that modern, uncluttered vibe. Clean lines, better lighting, and that new build feel that makes the room feel like a sleek apartment that happens to float. And then there's the sustainability flex. MSC didn't build this class just to win the size contest. They built it to signal next era. Cleaner systems, smarter energy use, and tech that quietly makes the whole experience smoother without you needing to think about it. Then night hits, and the ship changes. Shows, interactive events, live music. On World Europa, it genuinely feels like any deck can turn into a stage. But after the adrenaline, it does something a lot of ships forget. It teaches you how to relax. The MSC Aurea Spa is where time goes to die. They have thermal areas and steam rooms that make you forget you have a mortgage or a boss. The gym is panoramic, which means you can run on a treadmill while the Mediterranean scrolls by like a screensaver. It's the only way I can exercise, by being distracted by a beautiful coastline so I forget forget I'm actually moving. But MSC didn't stop there. Because while Europa is all about modern elegance, MSC looked at the American market and said, okay, let's turn the volume up to 11. Enter MSC World America. Think of it like a floating Las Vegas designed by Italians. It's big, it's flashy, and it's full of "I can't believe they put that on a ship" moments. It's the kind of ship where you need a GPS, a comfortable pair of walking shoes, and at least one friend who knows how to read a deck plan. Where Europa feels like a futuristic Mediterranean boulevard, World America is built for big energy, more spectacle, more wow, more moments where you catch yourself saying, wait, that's on a cruise ship? It's designed for the highlight reel, the group chat, and the people who think the vacation didn't count unless there are fireworks involved. While Europa gives you a glass of fine Prosecco and a sunset, World America gives you a 4D cinematic experience and a cocktail that probably has dry ice smoke coming out of it. And here's the real difference. World America doesn't just entertain you, it competes for your attention. If Europa is the ship that whispers, America is the ship that grabs the mic. What this feels like as a guest. On Europa, your day has a rhythm. You stroll, you discover, you feel like you're in a sleek seaside district that just happens to be floating. On America, your day is a sprint between "I need to try that" and "how is there already another show starting?" If you're the kind of traveler who loves choices, loves activity, loves energy, World America is going to feel like someone built a theme park and then added an ocean. Let's break it down for the real world. World Europa is for you if you want futuristic design, a calmer atmosphere, and that walkable city flow. It's for the traveler who wants to feel sophisticated while wearing a zip-up fleece. World America is for you if you want high-energy days, loud nights, and more OMG moments per hour. It's for the traveler who wants to come home and say, "You won't believe what I saw." And speaking of what's next, there's the next chapter, MSC World Asia. This is the upcoming ship that's next on the horizon. Now, MSC usually doesn't just copy and paste. They refine, they tweak, they reimagine. So the big question is, what happens when they take the elegance of Europa and mix it with the blockbuster entertainment of America? If they get it right, World Asia could be the most balanced version yet. The kind of ship where you can have a quiet, intelligent conversation in the morning and be at a high-tech neon rave by midnight. And let me add one more thing. If MSC is smart, World Asia won't just be another ship. It'll be a statement. New dining concepts that feel less like a buffet upgrade and more like a city food scene. Entertainment that leans more immersive and less sit down and clap politely. Design that keeps that world-class futuristic DNA but brings a different personality to the spaces. Because these ships are not just transportation anymore, they're floating worlds. Quick tips before you choose. If you're deciding between these ships, ask yourself, do you want to feel rested after the cruise or electrified? Is your dream vacation more spa and sea views or non-stop shows and late night energy? Do you like the idea of getting dressed up for a classy evening, or would you rather keep it casual and chase experiences? There's no wrong answer. There's just the ship that fits your vibe. Now I want to hear from you. We've looked at the sleek European sibling and the flashy American cousin. If you had to pick one right now for your next milestone birthday or anniversary, MSC World Europa in the Mediterranean or MSC World America out of Miami? Drop your choice in the comments. Tell me if you're team quiet luxury or team Las Vegas at sea. And if you're worried about the walking, don't worry. There's always a bar every 20 feet to catch your breath, and I fully support cardio by cocktail. And before you go, be sure to check out our next video, why more cruisers are choosing MSC cruises. Discover what's driving millions of travelers to choose MSC over other cruise lines. And we'll also uncover the fascinating story behind MSC Cruises and the powerful Aponte family, whose vision helped build one of the fastest growing cruise lines in the world. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Until next time, happy cruising!